Hi everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to make one of my favorite dishes. This is called Tinga. Mushroom Tinga is the one that I'm going to teach you how to make. King oyster mushroom. You can also sub in jackfruit if you'd like, but I like mushroom. Also, I didn't have any jackfruit, and with the quarantine I decided to just use what I had. We have to use king oyster mushrooms though, because the regular oyster mushrooms you're not going to be able to do the shredding with the fork. So yeah, just shred this with your fork like this, and go in with your hands. Try to tear apart the big pieces, because those will be kind of chewy and harder to bite in, and you don't want that when you're going in for your tostada bite. The top part is a little bit harder to shred with the fork, the head of the mushroom, this part. So I just usually go in with my fingers and just kind of tear them apart. Yeah, until it looks kind of like shredded chicken. You can also, I guess, just if you don't want to use a fork, just do it with your hands. Okay, now we're gonna use some onion. I like brown onions because they're nice and sweet, and usually Tinga has a bunch of onions, so don't be shy with the onions until they're like this. Slice them super thin. We're gonna add them to some oil. About 2 tablespoons, more or less, depending on your preference. We're gonna cook them down until they're nice and brown and soft and translucent like this. Then we're gonna add our mushrooms, and then I added a little bit of salt. I'm going to just warm them up through a little bit. You can alternatively heat up the mushrooms separately and just cook them down, but I was too lazy. So yeah, we're gonna just add salt, and instead of blending my tomatoes and my chipotles, I'm just gonna add them straight onto this mixture. This is 3 tomatoes that are kind of like a small medium size, and then I'm just going to stir them. I'm also going to add my chipotles. Depending on how spicy you like it, you can add more or less. I just added 3 of them, and we're gonna just stir it and mix it around. And once it's boiling, you're just gonna want to simmer it. Put the heat down and leave it simmering for about 15 minutes until it's nice and cooked down, and then just taste and season to taste. I usually just add salt. In the pueblo, that's all my mom and my grandma used to add. No pepper, no cumin, no paprika, just salt and onion. That's all you really need. And then I also have some refried beans. If you guys want, refried beans is pretty easy to make, but if you guys want a recipe, let me know, and I'm more than happy to make one for you. Yeah, so we're gonna just evenly spread out our frijoles. I know that sometimes people like to add crema, so if you have some vegan crema, you can go ahead and add that. I will put a recipe link to my sour cream video. It's not my recipe, but you guys can definitely use that. And then a layer of our tinga, and then we also have some iceberg lettuce that I sliced thinly, and then I also made some pickled onions, pickled green red onions. Sorry, these are just a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of salt, and I threw them in the fridge. Actually, they needed to be in the fridge a little longer, but they still came out really good. Yeah, so some people put crema also, like, on top. And then I have a little bit of vegan cotija cheese that I made, and that's it. That's all you need. Feel free to add salsa or cilantro or whatever you guys want. Enjoy!